If there's one word I would describe this movie, that one word is incredible. And you'll see what I mean on this review of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now, before I get to the good stuff about this movie, I'm going to go a little off topic here. And every time I watch a movie, an action movie, where you have a hero and you have your villain, there's one thing that I always keep coming back to, and that was in an episode of Angel, where Lindsay said something, who was played by Christian Kane in one episode in season 5. And to me, that statement was really true. And that one statement is that heroes don't accept the world the way that it is. They fight it. And every single movie that I watch that involves a hero plays out incredible, exactly like this. And this is what Captain America and Winter Soldier really done, is that they played upon that statement to the highest degree. And what I like is that Captain America himself, Steve Rogers, he has to struggle to embrace his role in the modern world, and he had to battle a new threat from old history, and that was the Soviet agent known as the Winter Soldier, which I'll get to later on. And I like how they tie things in with the Winter Soldier, and there's also a bigger picture going on with the whole Hydra, and I like how they utilized the bigger picture and the Winter Soldier, and they made sure that the title didn't feel like it was going to be all about the Winter Soldier. There had to be a bigger picture, and I like that they threw in the whole Hydra storytelling. And when it comes to the Winter Soldier, I enjoyed how they utilized this guy, how he came in. He had very, very little dialogue. He was very dark. It almost felt like Bane from the last Batman movie, that kind of way. Only he didn't talk so much. So I really enjoyed his presence when he came up on screen. And with every hero, you have to have a really good villain. And you had Robert Redford here, and he played Alexander Pierce in this movie. And as soon as he came on the screen, he had this certain power to him that you just couldn't help but just grasp and hold on to it and latch on and go on this roller coaster with this guy. And when you're doing something really well, when you just want to say, you know what, this guy is an absolute prick. He was doing really good in his role. He was a great villain too. Not only Captain America, but Nick Fury as well. And I like that they used Samuel L. Jackson a lot more in this movie. He done a lot more acting. You can say the same thing with the Avengers as well. He had a lot more scenes in it, and I like that he got a lot more work in this movie. Scarlett Johansson really owned her Black Widow role. She was great. She was sexy. She was badass. She was everything you just wanna, what with her. And you also had Sebastian Stan, who played the Winter Soldier. I thought his performance was great. Very little talking. And you got to see a little bit more at the end, and of course at the end, in a post-ending, you get the idea that, okay, he's going to find out about himself a lot more, probably in the next few movies. And that's going to be really an interesting journey to see where this leads. And you also had Anthony Mackie, who played the Falcon, Sam. And he was really good as well. I like that he's, this really nice guy and also hard-hitting type of military type of guy who could really hang with Captain America. And so everyone in this movie was acting top-notch. This was a top-notch movie when it comes to the acting department. Everyone was on par. Everyone done a great performance, and I have no complaints about that. The one thing I really also enjoyed about this movie were the action scenes and how the sound effects meshed well with the action. And when you see a car flying and it comes crashing down, you hear the sound and you're like, poof, you really feel it. And so it was very believable and convincing to see these action scenes take place while they were going on. The only little issue I had was the whole shaky cam, and there was a little bit too much close-ups. They could have backed off a little bit of it, but it was a great execution of great action scenes. And I like how Captain America's shield was used as a boomerang, how it go like on an airplane, and you can see the fire and the effects going off. You know, you can tell it's CGI, but it's CGI in a believable type of way. And almost everything was perfect about that movie. Just a little shaky cam and a little bit of too much close-ups were the only little nitpicky issues I had with the movie. I love the way that they also use comedy as well. I like when comedy is done right, and they done a really good job. It was almost reminiscent of Joss Whedon, where you would put this comedy part right here, and it just felt, relief. It was great, and the way Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans were interacting with each other, the dialogue scenes while they were talking, it was really great as well. The way it was like, Joss Whedon. I go back to him, where you have like an action scene, and then you have two people talking about something really off topic, and it feels like it's something that you can laugh at. It's comedy and stuff like that. So I love how they use everything well in place with this movie. And like I said, this was an almost perfect movie, and it was very suspenseful as well. The plot was very well done. It was really entertaining. It was suspenseful. It was this and that, exciting, thrilling. Any adjective and description you can think of, positive descriptions, you can throw all that out there. So, like I said, this movie delivered on every element. And if I were to rate this movie out of 100, I would give it a 95, because it was almost that perfect. I know I keep saying it, but it's what I believe. And if you saw this movie, what did you think about it? Feel free to comment below and let me know. I'm stealing Jeremy Johns' taglines now. And with that being said, you can like Mike McGrath Movie Reviews on Facebook as well, and you can hit that subscribe button down below this video. And on a final note, to all you viewers watching, get plenty of rest, and always do your best.